I briefed him when he got there, what I had found out,
You briefed who?
the lieutenant.
Okay.
And then that's probably what the lieutenant's briefing him about what we found out.
Okay. So you would brief Lieutenant Foster when he shows up, and then Lieutenant Foster briefs the detectives?
Yes, sir.
Okay. In the next slide, who is that in the tan pants and blue shirt arriving at the scene?
A detective. I think that's Detective. I think it's Noble. I think that's his name, Noble.
Okay, so that's Noble. In the next slide, who is this?
Lieutenant Thompson.
In the next slide, whose face are we looking at there?
Assistant Chief Shoot.
And who is this in the next slide?
That is she's the lady that does the news releases and media releases.
Like a public information officer?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what was she there for?
To cover the event. It was a missing child.
Were there news media present at this time?
Not that I know of. I hadn't seen any.
Did they ever show up to this scene that day?
They did.
Okay. That's why she was there to deal with them?
She would be the one dealing with the media, yes, sir.
Now, in this next slide, the time is 11:51, correct?
Yes, sir.
So this would be almost 2 hours into the police response to this scene?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, who is that gentleman that we see there?
It's a Marine Patrol officer.
Say Marine Patrol Officer?
Yes, sir.
What do they do?
They provide the waterways around Chatham County.
Okay. Is he with the Chatham County Police Department or some other agency?
Yes, sir. He's with the police department.
Okay. Chatham County PD?
Yes, sir.
Specifically the Marine Patrol?
Yes, sir.
And why was he there?
He came out, like I said earlier, when we have a missing child, all resources in the department, if they can spare them, they send them.
In the next slide, who are we seeing here with the sport coat and striped shirt on?
Lieutenant Cheney, I'm sorry.
Okay. And what unit was he with at the time?
The detectives.
Okay. So there's a lieutenant with the detectives?
Yes, sir.
In this next slide, it's noon now, right? 12 o'clock?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we're a little more than 2 hours in.
Yes, sir.
And who is that walking across the yard there?
That looks like Sergeant Coleman.
And what unit is Sergeant Coleman with?
Forensics.
Okay. So by this time, forensics is on the scene?
Yes, sir.
In the next slide, 12:05, who is this that you're interacting with?
Assistant Chief Talbert.
And in the next slide, do you see a number of police officers in blue and tan uniforms?
I think those are the people dealing with the K9, the search dogs.
Okay. And does this depict their arrival at the scene?
Yes, sir.
Now I'll move past this slide and move to the next one. What are we seeing in this slide?
You see detectives and forensics officers talking to each other.
Okay. They're in the driveway of the house next door, correct?
Yes, sir.
Talking over the investigation?
That's correct.
Now, the gentleman in the foreground of this photo closest to us, is that Lieutenant Cheney of the Criminal Investigations Division who you talked about earlier?
Yeah.
I'm talking closest to us.
In the gray suit.
No, closest to us.
They got a face on this?
With his back to us.
Oh, that's yes, sir. That's Lieutenant Cheney.
So that's Lieutenant Cheney. And who is that in the gray suit in the middle?
That is Chief Hatley.
The Chief of Police for the Chatham County
Yes, sir.
Department. Who is that in the green shirt?
That is Captain Wright with the detectives unit.
Now, is it normal for multiple lieutenants, captain, in two assistant chiefs, and